Hello, clever people, and welcome to my review for My Spy. So this film was directed by Peter Segal, who also directed films such as 50 First Dates, The Longest Yard, Get Smart. He's done a lot of comedies before, and this one follows the story of Dave Bautista, who is a CIA agent, and he is assigned to kind of go into this house and spy on these people because he believes that they will be able to give off information to a certain cartel, because the woman who is living in the hotel used to be dating a guy, or maybe married, I don't quite remember, who was involved with a secret organization that Dave Bautista is trying to fight. However, he ends up getting caught by the little girl that lives at the house, and the two of them form a friendship. So My Spy was supposed to release in theaters. It was supposed to release, there were a lot of different dates for it. I think the first one was August 10th, which was of 2019 was when it was originally supposed to come out. It might have even been 2018, and then it just kept on getting pushed back further and further and further, and the last date that it had March 13th, and then it moved like a week before to April 17th, which ended up being a mistake because all of the movie theaters shut down, the world kind of just shut down, so they ended up dropping it on Prime Video, and it's understandable why. This movie, despite being advertised a lot like a kid's movie, I believe that it had a PG-13 rating, which was really confusing because it definitely didn't look like a movie anybody above the age of 13 was supposed to enjoy. So it didn't do super well. It kind of looked like a Nickelodeon original movie, so they just dropped it on Prime Video. And if you couldn't tell by the way I was describing it, I wasn't very much looking forward to it, and I just think that it's an okay movie. My Spy isn't particularly funny, and it does not grab your heartstrings in any particular way. This is a really, really average film. It does have some positives. I will say that what this movie does in terms of representation is really good. It represents a biracial couple, it represents a gay couple, and they're in spots that don't feel derogatory, and it doesn't feel like they're just there for the sake of being there. It just feels like a natural part of the story, which is really, really good. So of course you have to give the movie props for that. And I think there is a certain twist at the end of the movie that was unexpected for me, involving two people, and the way that they pulled off the twist was really impressive. I thought that it was really, really good. And beyond that, I don't have much else that's positive about My Spy. That doesn't mean I have a whole lot of overwhelming negatives. That just means this movie isn't really meant for anybody, it kind of feels like. I don't see young kids enjoying this movie. I think that they would think it's like a bit too mature or a little bit boring, and I don't see older people enjoying this movie either because they think it's too kiddie. It like balances on this line where it's kind of just meant for preteens, but preteens represent like 1 or 2 years of people's lives. Like, you should not ever advertise a movie to preteens unless it's like, I can't think of like a movie that advertised to preteens that's super memorable. If you're going to do a movie like this, you need to make sure that it appeals to younger children or it appeals to older adults, and preteens can just be a part of the group that enjoys it. And My Spy, unfortunately, just doesn't have that. There's a lot of really kiddie, silly things. There's a lot of things where you're supposed to suspend your belief and reality, and a lot of things where you're like, nobody would ever say that. And then you think for a second, oh, but it's a kid's movie, it kind of can get an excuse from that a little bit. But then it does something a lot more serious, a lot more violent, and overall, it's just really, really confusing. The plot is fairly cliched too. We've seen stories like this before, and the acting isn't anything to write home about. I think the little girl in it does a pretty good job. I don't see this as like one of the better young acting jobs. After seeing Artemis Fowl though, she definitely does better than every single kid in that movie. Overall, I just thought My Spy was okay. It's not amazing, and it's not a movie I don't think anybody should really seek out. If you have Prime Video and you want something to watch and your kid is a preteen, maybe you can turn it on and maybe they'll be entertained, but overall, I just didn't end up enjoying My Spy that much. And I'm going to give this film a 4.5 out of 10. Alright, that concludes my review for My Spy. So, what are your thoughts on this movie, or what is your favorite film directed by Peter Segal? Comment in the comment section below and let me know. I'm Robert Burke, and this has been The Clever Critics. Goodbye.